Why is it that sometimes we switch to the negative part and we do things, we say things that we regret after? And sometimes we do it to people that we love. Sometimes we do it and hurt people that love us. Why do we do that? The book of Galatians chapter 5 from verse 19. He listed two sets of qualities a human being can have. He started in the first two verses 19, 20, 21 to list the qualities of a natural man, what is called the human nature. It's usually titled in King James Bible, the works of the flesh are manifest. You see things like envy. You see things like lust. You see things like, anger. You see all of those things. When we read it, we think it's only bad people that do those things. What the Bible is listing there is the human nature in a fallen state. I'm going to tell you guys something very important. Then from verse 22, he listed another set of quality that a human being can have again. He listed things like love, patience, joy, kindness, and all of that. So we call it the fruit of the Spirit. When Christ comes into a person, he energizes, when he recreates, when he changes the man, he gives him capacity to live this other higher life. Let me tell you what this simply means. We as Christians, even though we have given our life to Christ, still have capacity to yield to that lower self. And if we do, we can exhibit all of those traits that are listed there. But our calling is to function in that other higher self, the one that reflects the nature and the image of God. Anybody that exhibits those virtues listed there, from love to kindness to joy to patience, is every woman's dream man and is every man's dream woman. Do you know any man that likes a grumpy woman? That's why they put a virtue called joy there. Do you know any man that likes a nagging woman? Do you know any man that likes an impatient woman? Do you know any man that likes a wicked, mean woman? Now, but turn it the other way. Do you know any woman that likes all of those bad virtues in a man? There's another listing. I think they read that for you at the beginning. 1 Corinthians 13. Virtues of love. 14 virtues. 14 listed in that chapter. Why is it that sometimes we switch to the negative part and we are like that? And we do things, we say things that we regret after. And sometimes we do it to people that we love. Sometimes we do it and hurt people that love us. Why do we do that? Because of something called irrationalism or irrationality. Human beings have capacity to talk and act and not think. And then after, they sit down and think it through, and they are sorry for what they have said. There is something about the fallen man, the fallen human nature, that sometimes pushes us to irrational behavior, irrational actions. Actions that not only hurt people, actions that hurt us at the end. Do you know what leads us to that? Emotionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you to listen. We have emotion, but we are not designed to be ruled by emotion. It becomes even more serious when the emotion is negative emotion, from resentment to envy to jealousy to strife to bitterness to anger. Whenever any of those things, you find it rising up in you, don't talk. Don't act. Don't do anything. Go out, wait till sound judgment has come back. Because what happens is that the moment emotion rises, judgment exits. The moment emotion rises, wisdom exits. Proverbs 24 from verse 4 said, through wisdom a house is built. With understanding is established. If you can just keep yourself calm, if you can function with rational mind, all of the many bad things you have done, I'm talking to everybody here, you won't do it. Because it's not profitable. Look at, out of emotion, this man has killed his wife. Meet him 1 hour after. He is so sorry. Of course, you can even meet him 5 minutes after she is dead. He is on top of that woman crying, begging her to wake up. Why did he kill her? Emotion. When emotion is high, reason, judgment exits. Emotion distorts reality. It just makes you see what you want to see. You see, ma, when emotion, any of those negative emotion is in operation, you will just be seeing all the things you want to see. Because what emotion shows you is what you want to see. If you are looking for a reason to conclude that this man has been cheating, all the signs will start showing up. You know, you would think that if you get the best man, you will not be happy. Who can be better in exhibiting all of those good qualities than Jesus? People killed him. Do you know when they were killing him? Crucify him. Not just the Pharisees, not just the Roman soldiers, the people he healed, the people that sat in his crusades, they shouted, crucify him. Do you know why they did it? Under emotion. If you let emotion run your life, you will mess up your destiny. You will mess up your relationships. You will mess up your career. If you watch your career path, you will only be going like this. I was watching something. The End SARS protest happened. And somebody from the entertainment industry made some speech. He's gone into politics, but he was, he made a speech. Those things he said, you bring him 2 hours after that, he will be sorry. But those words have gone out. And he was attacking some of his colleagues. That's not how he would have brought out those words. Those words were said under emotional arousal. Is this something that makes you jump into bed with somebody? Tomorrow you'll be wondering. When emotion is high, don't take a decision. Tell them, give me some days. If it's a business decision. People have lost all the money they earned over one excitement. When emotion is high, don't speak. If you can just learn how to control that, you guys will be so happy. And the emotion is like weather. It changes like this. Today, it's bright. Everybody's fine and happy. By evening, it's rainy weather. It's dark cloud. Some people are depressed. Some are feeling lonely. For example, look at the emotion of loneliness. It's a real emotion. But it can lead you to do some terrible things. See some of these vows you took here? Just that emotion alone can make you mess it up. Sometimes you see some women do some things. It's not because they are bad, though. I know they are bad people. They are letting emotion run their lives. Rational people that are guided by wisdom and sound judgment also have emotion. The difference is that they keep it under control. There are times they are angry. But instead of talking or whatever, some of them will take a break and take a walk. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. You wake up one morning, you're not feeling your best, you're not feeling, you're just feeling somehow kind of down. Just go and exercise and come back. you find that you are different. There is a body-mind connection. Sometimes it's chemicals in our body that is messing us up. Oh. Chemicals. Sometimes it's hormones. Like when women are menstruating or whatever, sometimes you see them emotionally, they're immune is a chemical. Hormones, they're chemicals. You just take a walk and get to it. You find out you are feeling different because a feel-good hormone has been released into your system. So, but do you know that time you were feeling moody and all that, you can just say some nasty things to somebody and act one. And sometimes emotion rises. It can be an emotion of hopelessness, emotion of feeling lost. You feel like your life is useless, like you have not accomplished anything in life. You forget all the good things. At the moment, you don't remember all the kind things. You don't remember all the things that God did. You don't remember all the things that other people have done in your life. You can just tell them, since I married you, you are just a liability. My life has been useless since I married you. The same person is emotion. And so you see a man that is emotion, he is a messed up person. God has emotion, but he's not controlled by it. And that's why he asks us to live like that. We're not supposed to be walking by feelings. We're supposed to walk by faith. We're supposed to walk by judgment. We're supposed to be guided by wisdom, by sound knowledge. We're also supposed to be guided by the Holy Spirit. Now, as I leave this subject, that's one of the reasons you need prayer. Whenever that thing gets out of, go before God. When you start communing with him, there's something the presence of the Holy Spirit does. It erases. It corrects your perspective. And now start bringing back all the good times. Oh, how nice William has been, and all of that. And when you now realize, you see how stupid you have been. That's why we also need to hear his words. We need that programming. It renews our mind. It flushes the negative thoughts, the wrong thoughts out, and refocuses your thinking. That's why we need good music. Sometimes that's why we need you guys in the entertainment industry, because laughter sometimes helps to balance this thing. That's why the ministry you've been given is not a joke. It's not a joke. It's so powerful, that ministry, that it can heal people. Laughter do it good like medicine. And in a 5 minutes of negative emotion, somebody has taken his life. People have committed suicide. One of the key to managing it and controlling it is to study and understand yourself. Understand what the triggers are. If there are certain people, anytime they are around you, you go off in the negative. You need to start giving them a little gap. If you notice that there are certain people, every time you finish being around them, you get home, you are just lashing out at everybody, your wife and all that. You bring a negative energy back. It's not that you can't run away from the world. You can't run away. You always meet negative people. But you need to give them space. Create enough space so you can breathe. Don't let such people be the ones in your inner and choking life out of you. They will mess your life up, because you see, these negative emotions affect your perception of life. See how some people are so bitter. They don't believe in love anymore. Watch what the triggers are and understand it. Because sometimes what happens is that we are punishing the wrong person for what another person did. Somebody broke my heart when I was in secondary school. But now, the beautiful, handsome Williams has come. He is paying for what happened 7 years ago. You suspect his every move because of how that guy treated you. Understand what the triggers are. Somebody, they used to talk down on you. Maybe used to tell you will not amount to anything. So now a small argument comes up in home. Maybe he says something, he means well. Guess what? That information will go and trigger all of those things that your subconscious have recorded. and you become aggressive. Understand what the triggers are. Once you can note what they are, you can begin to gain control. Because when they turn that switch on, you turn it off. And I hope you know that sometimes these triggers are human beings in our world, in our space. People bring their drama into your life and want to always keep you.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.